All right, so I want to give a good example on the group mean and variance that we just discussed. So we're going to learn how to actually, calculate the group mean and variance. All right. So here we want to look at the example how to calculate the group mean and variance. So we have a very good set of data here. You can see my screen. You will see that we have a table where we have a concrete strength for standard aggregate, concrete strength for with sand replaced with a laterite up to 50%. Now, this set of values, we are going to calculate the mean and also the variance. So we see this first set of values starting from 14.61, 14.58, 14.93, up to 13.88. Then the second set of values starting from 11.63 to 11.26, 11.98, up to 12.89. Now, down here, we have the formula, the calculation for the mean. Mean is represented as X bar. So for the first group, we have X1 bar. And then this is the summation of all the numbers divided by their number. Remember, mean is actually calculated with a simple formula. Let me quickly open the simple formula so that you can see that we use to determine, to calculate mean. Okay. So here is a formula that we can use to calculate the mean and variance. X bar equals summation X divided by N. X bar equals summation X divided by N. Now, many times you use small letter N here. It doesn't matter. It's the same thing. And this is the variance, the group variance formula. Now, that formula is what we are actually employing right here to determine the mean of the two groups. Okay? To determine the mean of the two groups. So we have the formula for the mean. X bar equals summation X over N. X, actually, X is one item each on these, set of data. So each one is 1x. 14.61 is 1x. That is X. That's another one, 14.58. Each one is an X. So the total group is the group of X1. Group of X1. And the second one is group of X2. So when you now go ahead, you will do a summation of those X. Sum them up like here. Then divided by their number. Here, we have 10 of them. As you can observe from the table, serial number here is showing 1, 2, up to 10. So we have total of 10 items. So the 10 items added together and divided by the number, N equals 10. So I've written here, N equals 10. So, and then we are going to have 14.52. 14.52, that is the mean of the first set. X1 bar equals 14.52. Now we do the same for the second group. Starting from 11.63, 11.26, we had them up to 12.89. And so here, the X2 bar is equal to the summation of everything, summation X, summation X divided by 10. And that gives us 12.03. Now, to calculate the variance, formula for calculating variance is X squared equals summation Xi minus X1 bar all squared. Everything divided by N1 minus 1. So, Xi is each item on the group. That's an Xi. This is another one. This is another one, up to the last one. So each of them, we are going to, subtract the mean for that group, 14.52 in this case for group 1. We subtract the mean from each of them, then we square the results. And that's what we have here. Look at the first one. The first one here, I have 14.61 minus 14.52. Now, I have typed 14.52 in red for the first three sets. To identify that 14.52, which is the mean, is what we are using, to calculate the variance from all the X item. That's what we have. So 14.52, 14.61, that's the first X minus 14.52, the mean. Then you square it, whatever you get. So you repeat that for each of the items in the group, and you now sum them up. Whatever you get, you sum them up like this and divide by n minus 1. N1, we have 10. N1 is equal to 10. Then N minus 1, N1 minus 1 is equal to 9. So when you do that and do the division, you get 0.37394. 0.37394. That is for the first set of value. Now, for the second set of value, we carry out the same calculation, repeat the same process. Their own mean is 12.03. 12.03. You can see here, I have marked that in red to actually identify the mean that we are using. So it is that mean that we are going to use to calculate the variance from all the group. Now, 11.63 minus 12.03 squared plus 11.26 minus 12.03 squared plus 11.98 minus 12.03 squared plus 11.79 minus 12.03 squared. So you carry that out for all of them and sum them up. Then whatever you get divided by n2 minus 1. n2 is equal to 10. So 10 minus 1 is equal to 9. That's 9 here. So you now do the calculation of everything here. So when you calculate that from your calculator, you get 0.28916. 0.28916. And that is how we calculate the variance. Now, assignments. We are going to have this assignment. Everybody is going to submit. You are going to work it and submit. When you work it on your paper, now you can actually scan it. You can download the app CS Scanner. CS Scanner. Then you scan it and send it to me. Send it to my WhatsApp. I will look at your answer and I grade it. So that's your assignment. So thank you very much for listening. So if anybody has any question, you can chat me up. So what we learn basically today is group mean and variance with an example. Calculating for two group of values, two set of values, two set of data. So we have seen how to actually calculate the group mean and the variance. So here is the example, the assignment rather, that you are going to solve. So I want you to copy it into your notes and then work it by hand and then use your device to scan it and send it to me. I will check your solution and grade it. Thank you very much. So that is that for today's lecture.